So, good afternoon everyone and welcome along to another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. This is the Spanish Grand Prix this weekend and it looks like we've got dry conditions for this qualification session, a short qualifying format, just under 18 minutes remaining, 17 and a half to be precise. Drivers will be just applying their preferred tyre compounds, getting the strategy in place as well. The car setup, and yeah, we've got a few cars heading out to track. One of the first is SLR Daisy. I need to put my glasses on. In the racing points, so Stubbsy does have a teammate. And yeah, that's going to put Mercedes on alert. We've got another pink Mercedes out on track this weekend. And that's going to be crucial if he can score some points in this championship constructors bout between the pink and black Mercedes this season. So do let me know in the chat, guys, if you know about weather conditions, etc. Just to get that insight, what we're looking for the weekend, what's the race looking like, etc. Usually the Spanish Grand Prix, normally in the beautiful, glorious sunshine, pretty much year-round, based on its location, right on the coast of Spain. And it's sort of nestled in the hills, so it's quite well protected as well. So that's why it is the choice for the Formula One to always test here. I've been a couple of times in February, and it is t-shirt weather, whereas back home in Blighty, it's definitely anorak weather. So it's dry all the way. Thank you to Rooney for confirming that. We do have a dry quali and Grand Prix, so that makes it a bit more of a straight fight between the drivers today. So a few drivers on the flying lap as it stands. We've got Daisy, Celtic Speed, Stubbsy started the lap, as well as Jans. Rooney still in pit lane. You've got a yellow flag, sector 3, maybe a slow moving car. Let's get the track map up. There we go. Daisy is going to kick us off, and what's it going to be? It's a 1:16.571. Oh wow, that's good luck. Or is it? Celtic Speed goes faster. Sorry, yeah, 15.6. And what tyres are they on? Let's just have a look. So Celtic Speed, yeah, on the medium compounds, are not that good a lap there for Daisy. Who else was coming around? Stay with Jans, the Haas driver, around the final corner and up to the line. What's his open for him? It's a 1:16.9. Rooney was just giving a bit of a tow there to his teammate. Weston's around the final corner, up to the line. Here he goes, P2 overall, 16.4. So that lap from Celtic Speed looking mighty good at the beginning of the qualification. See what the other Haas can do with RSF1 Vettel, number 15 driver. And Aki puts himself up into position 2. Still no one able to beat that medium time set. I think Stubbsy did go out, so maybe invalidation there. Come back into the box. Stop listening, Xbox. Thank you. Got to be careful when I say box. And Vettel, a bit of a moment there on traction. He's going to scrub off quite a few temps, knocked his confidence a bit as well. You really don't want the high tyre temps, especially in the rears around this final sector. It's all that low traction, just that real nitty gritty, just try and thread the eye of the needle through that tight rear section there. It gives us a good indication who's quick in sector 3, who is going to go quick in Monaco. due to the tight nature of that final sector. And Vettel puts himself into 4th so far. Rooney is on the lap, so let's see what he can muster up. Maybe he's not, no. Just winding that up now. I think they're bluffing at the minute. I think they're going to go onto the medium compound by the look of things. Bit of poker going on here. There's Shaney. Just bringing a bit of the gravel onto the track there. He's also come out on them softs, but I think a lot of drivers are going to look to the medium tyre. It does open it up, and it also protects you if you can get off the line well here and you're at the front of the order. Don't want to be in the mid pack. In the mid pack, you know, you're going to get sucked into that DRS train. It's very hard to overtake around Catalonia. Even trying to get the run down into turn 1 is very, very difficult. Let's see what the Ferrari Shrimper hasn't been validated. Stubbsy is going to go on the push lap. We're just testing the waters. 11 minutes remaining though, short qualifying, it's thick and fast. I mean, you can get like 3 runs in. Let's just have take a moment to talk about today as well. Going into the race, you know, it looked like Mercedes dominance, but a poor start from Valtteri Bottas. And that poor decision from the Mercedes. Also Charles Leclerc binning it. K-Mag also pulling over quite close to the pit entries. We had a car on the pit exit as well, I believe. So all of them things factored in to Lewis getting the penalty. And we had the red flag, of course, that heavy damage sustained on the impact barrier around Parabolica with that massive snap there from Charles Leclerc. Tried to catch it, and that, I don't know what the actual G-force was sustained in that impact, but it would have been a big one. And it was good to see him get out the car and run in again. But yeah, so Lewis had to box 30 seconds off the back of the pack, managed to work his way back through, and here we go. Stubbsy has set a fast lap, and it's a very, very fast. It's a 14.7. Celtic speed. Very impressed with that lap still. To the leader there, still a decent gap considering the step in tyres. Let's ride on board with the McLaren driver of K-Mag. McLaren so tantalisingly close to getting their first Grand Prix win since 2012. I think they said it was Jenson Button. And we're looking good here. We are purple in sector 2. It's all about getting the traction down. You don't want to break it. You break it once around here, the tyres start to edge away from you. Very nice, smooth on the power. ERS is depleted perfectly as we come around the final corner and up to the line, and that puts K-Mag on the mediums into position 3. That's a 16 dead. So who we got on track now? We got Oaks round in the final corner. Also been running, okay, so it must be a slow lap, maybe an extra warm-up lap there for him. And now we're going to go good and proper. Drivers yet to set a competitive lap time are Lawn, Oaks, Shaney, Dunsworth, Shrimper, and James 95. Put a bit of pressure on themselves. We've got 8 minutes remaining. So currently Stubbsy is fastest overall with that 14.7. And Celtic speed on the medium compound in P2, as well as then we've got K-Mag on the mediums, Lawn as well in P4, Aki on the softs, Western on the mediums. I think it's going to be a real, mind games here in the final part of qualifying. Because Stubbs called it early. He said, right, I want the track position. Oh, you've invalidated irons. Too much exit curb. Yeah, he's put the marker down early. He said, right, I'm going to go for the softs. He wants to get a couple of runs on them just in case. So it's probably the safer bet. The advantage the mediums give you is you can run that longer stint into the race. You know, the risk of safety car impacting your strategy is going to be smaller because you can stay out that bit longer. You know, potentially use it to your advantage if there is one. And we've got some slow-moving cars, and they get out of Vettel and Shaney, but that's off a little bit there. Managed to recover. That is a few temps lost. Stubbs is coming back out yet again. Dunsworth puts himself into 11th at 16.9. So we're going to ride with Shaney, just about to start a lap, the Williams driver. We've got time for 2 time laps, I would say. Using all of the, trying to make the corner, the angle as small as possible. They're running it really wide. It's long turn 3, you want to get on the power as soon as possible. And it is pretty flat with them softs in quali mode. Oh, we're getting a bit of traffic now in Sector 3. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars at the minute. All vying for a bit of space. 2 cars winding it up. There's Dunsworth, gets out of the way nicely. Here comes the Williams. What's it going to be on the soft compound for Shaney? And it's 17.1. Maybe going again here. Still got the ERS activated, but let's check in with Trimper, number 84 Ferrari. He's waited a little while for the track to rubber in, and then he's gone out on his mediums. Ludlow is in position 5, 16.1 for him. Haymag up into 3rd. That's 16 dead. So I expect to see Rooney challenge, and he's going to put pressure on himself at the minute because he's down in 14th. Maybe got time for 2 time laps now. Put enough fuel in the car. So easy to invalidate. A number of corners that you can do it. An SLR Daisy. Look at this. The Racing Point front row as it stands. Stubbsy with the 14 and Daisy a 15.4. Decent lap on the mids. And Shrimper now puts himself up into position 3 on the 2nd row. A very decent lap there for the Ferrari driver. Very decent. Just squeezes ahead of Celtic speed. And again, that track evolution really playing its part now as the rubber goes down gradually throughout the session. The track is going to be fastest. Last man to cross the line. And James has opted for the mediums. Here we go. Up to the line for James. James at 16.2. Pretty happy, a fairly decent lap for the medium compound. Here comes Rooney now. Rooney on the medium tyre as before. Start his flying lap. Very fueled for 2 time laps, I would say. Sometimes the meets do come into their own on the 2nd flying lap, but let's see. Currently position 2 in the whilst we're on board. terms of the Drivers' Championship, it is ABR Stubbsy that leads the way. He has 120 points to Rooney's 92, and then there's a big step of 50 points down to Lorne, but there's a tight battle for third in the championship. It's between Lorne and James, both on 42. Then on 41 we've got Celtic Speed. Further point behind that is K-Mag on 40 and Shrimper also on 37. So got a nice best of the rest battle in this championship. But now that Stubbsy's got a teammate as well, it's going to be a bit more interesting, I think. Here comes Rooney out of the final corner. Is it going to be good enough for pole position or the front row of the grid? Let's see. Rooney puts himself up into position to a 15, to a very decent lap there for the Mercedes driver. And he's going to conserve his tyres by the look of it, unless he's going to have a cool down. Let's see. Most of cars retiring from the session now. Going to stick to the strategy. Really pushing hard, committing to the max. Is it going to be good enough? Put me up to the top 10. Let's see. Yes, it is. P6. Position 6. A decent lap there for Ioaks of 15.8. We've just got 1 minute 10 seconds remaining. So who can challenge for pole position now? I think Rooney is probably on the cool down lap. Look to improve. There'll be a number of drivers that are out here. Yanni Jans, we've got Dunsworth on out laps. Stato's just backed out of it. Who just popped up there? I definitely need to find my glasses. Should have gone to Specsavers, Rich. Checking with this fight. No, Rooney is in the pits. So that is it for Rooney. Can anyone challenge this man Stubbsy? Got a fresh set of softs on. He's going to make sure that's his insurance policy now. The man who could potentially, if he went a second quicker, is this man Celtic Speed. He's just strapped on the red stickies. And let's see how he fares here around the Circuit de Catalunya for his final run. Short qualifying here. The checkered flag is now out on the session. It's good so far. Coming up to probably my worst section on this track. Through off camber corner here. It's so easy for the back end just to swing around, try and catch it, and it'll put you in the opposite barrier. And you've got that blind right up the hill. Just have to trust you know what's coming on the exit there. And we've got purple sector 2. We're up, but we're not up enough to challenge for pole at this point. This is where the softs really come into their own through sector 3. Get that extra traction out these slow speed corners where it all matters. We've had a moment. Yeah, and he's going to call that a day. And Rooney, oh! Big off there. Stubbsy giving it everything on the final flyer and leaving nothing on track. Well, maybe leaving a bit of debris at that point, but I think that's it. I think that is it, boys. Qualification is over. Everyone has finished their laps, so those in pit lane, please retire. Get into the race as soon as possible. So your final order will be ABR Stubbsy, Rooney, Dacey, Shrimper, Celtic Speed, Vettel, Ioaks. Excusez-moi. So apologies for the slight interruption there. We are back in business. Qualifying is over. Hold on to your butts. This is the Spanish Grand Prix, Republic of Motorsports. And we're going to have a short interlude probably before we kick it off good and proper. Who's your pick for the win here? I mean, we've got a number of drivers at the front here on different strategies. So Stubbs is going to need to get his head down as soon as possible. Try and break that gap and... Sorry, the Connect keeps listening to me. But when I done the Spanish Grand Prix recently, I started on that softer compound. Safety car really hampered me. It just pitted, gone on to a medium 2-stop, and safety car come out. So that is going to be, the danger zone for potentially here for Stubbsy in the early phases of this Grand Prix. If he can get away and no safety car, it's going to be, he's going to be the quickest car on the track for the majority of the Grand Prix, you'd say. So Celtic Speed has rejoined. Good to see. We lost a couple of drivers maybe. This game has been bugging out recently, and we do have a few new glitches. Every time they fix things, they sort of create something of their own. But yeah, looking forward to the Spanish Grand Prix. A few new drivers to look at. Look interested to see what Dacey's made of today. He's got himself up at the front of the order. So once again, good afternoon and welcome along to the Republic of Motorsports Spanish Grand Prix held here at the Circuit de Catalunya. It's going to be Stubbsy on the front row of the grid, accompanied by the man in P2 in the championship, which is Rooney, who has just left the session. Let's hope to get him back in. Celtic Speed as well. So what's going on here? Going to check the chat. Dacey has also left. We're getting a restart here. What has happened? Okay, restart has been called. So I think a few drivers just got kicked prior to the Grand Prix starting. Maybe wasn't even included in the race. Sometimes it can, if you get kicked at the wrong time, your car may not have been on the grid. So that's potentially what's gone on there. But we'll persist anyway. Race director will have to reform the grid now. So we just got to wait for everyone to hop on in, just so we can sort the positions out. Also the settings, and just getting the invites out first. And qualifying will not take place. That's already been decided. So if anything, this will help Stubbsy now. Stubbsy will start on a fresh soft tyre. He'll be able to take it that bit deeper into the Grand Prix, have that bit more tyre life. Here we go, as everyone chooses their allegiance. There we go, we've got the drivers in now, so you can just see they're just customizing the grid, putting everyone back in order. Let's get this party started. Take two, boys. Republic of Motorsports Spanish Grand Prix coming right up. Let's go, boys. Just had to do a session restart due to some people getting kicked right before the formation lap. Maybe the cars went on the grid like we say, so this will benefit anyone on the softer tyres because they will have a brand new set available. Also, something to consider is you'll have brand new tyres galore in the garage as well now, so that'll be interesting for the Grand Prix as well. If you're starting on the softs, potentially looking at that 2-stop, but you may switch to the 1 now, go on to the hards. Depends if we get that early safety car, of course. Medium runners comfortably go to mediums to hards. Mediums to softs is a real stretch, and yeah, I don't think it's quite possible. Could prove me wrong. Let's see, boys. Here we go. So we're just going to wait for everyone to apply their car setups because they would have been put back to default now because we've had a restarted session. Everyone in the top 10 will also have to go onto the same tyre compound in which they qualified on their fastest lap time in qualifying. Of course, they will get a fresh tyre though. Anyone outside the top 10 from 11th down can choose a free tyre strat, of course. Yeah, as we was talking in the championship fight, it's between Stubbsy leading the way 120 points to Rooney's 92, and then a step of 50 points behind. We've got like a 4-way battle for third, which is going to be good to watch between the likes of K-Mag. We've got Shrimper in that battle, Lawn as well, and quite a few others I'm sure are going to throw their hat into the ring. Celtic Speed's there as well. Here we go, race director has given the green light. 20 seconds until session start, boys. This has worked out a bit better. We have more drivers in this time, and we're going to get away for the formation lap. We have a quick run through of the order once again. So it's Stubbsy and Rooney starting on the front row. Varying strategies, as you can see here. Shaney has just joined. I don't know if he'll make it. Yeah, so Rooney on the front row, on the medium compounds, credit where credit's due. And then we've got Dacey. Dacey really needs to attack Rooney to help his teammate out in front of Stubbsy. And then we've got Shrimper on the mediums, Celtic Speed, RSF1 Vettel as well. Oaks on the softs in the top 10. And just outside, Ludlow in top 10 as well on softs. Interesting, we've got Aki going on to the hards. So looking to go very deep as well as Dunsworth in this Grand Prix. Is that going to pay off? It's going to be very difficult. Full fuel tanks. And yeah, hard tyres. They probably take about 5 laps, and then you start to get into the groove. They really take a while to rubber in them hards I've found on this game, and you've just got to treat them extra carefully on their opening few laps because they will spin up at the earliest available opportunity. But as our leader comes around, just backing up the field now. This is going to be a nice one, I think. I've got a good feeling about this Grand Prix. The Spanish one can be a bit of a bore fest. It's quite hard to follow around here and to really attack out of sector 3. It really doesn't help you being close to a car behind through this tight and twisty final sector. And And there's only one optimal line out the final corner down the straight. As long as you get that ERS, you have enough in the tank, should be alright. As we see everyone just taking their grid slots. This is the Republic of Motorsport. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. Here we go, boys. So, two championship leaders at the front row of the order. Who's going to get off to a flyer? Lights out and away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Looks like a Williams is off to a flying start in the mid-pack there, getting up alongside the Renault and going down into turn one. We need to look behind here. There's an amazing battle for position 3 and the Haas has absolutely sent it. He's caught the back of Dacey, or Stubbsy, and he's gone around. A big incident there on the opening lap of the Grand Prix. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a safety car out there. I think he's managed to keep going. It's just saved that. But as you can see, the tyre strats here, one stop needs the Hearts. Lap 14 is your ideal pit stop. The 2 stop, you're going to need to pit a lot earlier. Look at the... Oh, I thought it was going to go into each other. Luckily, Ghosting there, taking its part. But at the front of the order, it's Stubbsy that's led away. His teammate has got the jump up into P2. He almost got wiped out on that opening lap of the Grand Prix, but a very decent start there from Dacey. And we've got Westerns and Lawns swapping positions, I think. And yellow flag further back in the field. I think there's been some contact, but we need to focus at the battle at the front of the order because it's so tight at the minute. The yellow flag again, sector 1. No one's in sector 1. Maybe some debris on the track. Be interesting to see. And it's been cleared now. Green flag back up to racing speed as we start lap 2 of the Grand Prix. Excuse the telemetry, it always does this to us. But Stubbsy is leading away. And into the pits that is a K-Mag. Maybe just the timing screens going a bit nuts there. Playing tricks on the mind as we head down into turn 1. We're going to go side by side here. We've got yellow flag again, sector 1. Someone's gone around. I think everyone's coming through. We've got 2 cars in pit lane, and that is Stato and Shrimper. Stato showing us 1 minute 46 behind, but don't pay too much attention to that, boys. He hasn't been lapped as of yet. And Rooney at the front of the order has now found his rhythm on their medium compound as we head up the hill into the blind right-hand turn. We've got a yellow flag, sector 2 and 3. Someone has come up a cropper. It looks like Yanni Jans has had a moment, potentially. Well, let's catch back in on the battle at the front. And I think that was Ioaks up the inside. Or he was just defending hard from K-Mag. He's looking to make moves early on. Let's have a look at the winners and shakers. Position changes. Oh, look at this. Dacey is really pressuring Stubbsy now, and he's going to come under attack. Here comes Rooney, right under the rear wing of the pink Mercedes as we fly on down the straight to start lap 3 of this Grand Prix. And Rooney is really motoring along right now. Sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Bit of a moment there for Dacey, but he's still got the inside line. He's going to hug it as tight as he can because it's going to give him the best exit out of this corner. Here comes Dacey, he's back on the button surely as we head down. Who's going to break the latest into this corner? The Racing Point has the high ground, but doesn't squeeze the Mercedes surprisingly, but he's going to have to brake late. And now, yes, and Rooney has got that corner and he's just unleashed it now. So Rooney leading the medium strategy, and as you can see, Stubbsy dancing over the place at the minute, and he's going to come under attack down the back straight now. Going to need to get a good exit, get on the button. Oh no, Dacey's off. Dacey is off. That was a big shunt in the background there. You can just see the stricken car, and that is a full safety car. Full safety car. My oh my. Now, oh, K-Mag speeding under safety car. The Delta is in position 3. No, no, no. Mamma mia. Stubbsy into the pits. I think the safety car is kind of not too bad a time. If he had a box and then safety car, it would have been more disastrous. But he's going to get the free pit stop as it stands. Medium runners all staying out. That means they will all have to stop again. I mean, really, Stubbs is going to lose out the track position here. But whereas the medium runners will probably switch on to the hards late in the Grand Prix, Stubbsy can maybe, what tyres he got? If he goes onto the hards now, or maybe medium, what's he opted for? Okay, so he's opted for the hard tyre. Not the worst decision in the world. And if they don't make it to the end, like we say, we can look for that soft tyre fastest lap come the end of the Grand Prix. But yeah, very disappointing to see Daisy out the race. Big crash. Big crash. Again, just got on the exit curb. Out of that fast right. Just kicked him around and yeah, really punched a hole in the barrier there. Celtic speed showing as a lap down. Field still quite spread out. The high oaks and behind just catching up to the safety car. High oaks very lucky not to run straight into the back of Shaney because he just rejoined. And need to keep your space here because it's only the slightest of kisses against another car and you will receive a 5-second penalty, and we know how small the margins are in this sport. Excuse me, Vettel getting awfully close. Shaney cutting the grass. Maybe you're going to invoice Circuit de Catalunya after this. No, Ludlow. Interesting that he pits now. Thought better of it. That's going to drop him down to last at this point. But so far in this race, Stubbsy, Iokes, Vettel, Yanian, Shrimper, Stato, Ludlow have all stopped. The rest of the field are yet to box. So as we head into sector 3, just at the end of this straight, just before we get on the brakes, yeah. And we got the message from race control: safety car is in this lap. Now, anyone on the hard compound of tyres, make sure they're warmed up, boy, because be careful if you're putting it into rich revs. That final corner can and will bite you. If you get on the loud pedal a bit too early, it's going to be Rooney that's going to lead us away. After not a comfortable start to the Grand Prix, I would say Yanians. So we see 5-second penalty. Disaster there. But yeah, these scrub mediums should get up to temperature a lot quicker than any of the hard compound of tyres. And I think Rooney's gone already. Yeah, he is gone. A pretty good restart here from the leader as we start green flag racing again on lap 6 of this Grand Prix. You can see how strung out the field already is, and I think that was Lorne really struggling off the restart here, and we're going to come down into turn 1. We're going to go 3 cars abreast. We've got 4 cars in the mix for 1 position, and the Renault Racing Point getting really punchy. Good racing there. Just going to hang on to the position and get the drive out of this corner. On the overtake button, and you're going to send it up the inside. Oh, the Racing Point does. Gets underneath the Renault. He's going to get the drive now. Oh, it's going to be on the outside line. is going to squeeze him out there even more, almost on the gravel. That would be a warning there as well. Stubbsy wouldn't be too happy about that. Of course, the sole surviving racing point in this Grand Prix. And at the front of the order. What is going on here? What have I just missed? So Rooney's led away. Weston's is in P2. James in third. K-Mag fourth. Aki in fifth. Celtic Speed into sixth. Stubbsy already back up into seventh position. He is not looking too shabby at the minute. And we've got sector 2. That's Dunsworth. Yeah, there has been an incident. We didn't catch it on the broadcast as we head into lap 7. K-Mag coming into the pits. He's also picked up a 5-second penalty as we head down into turn 1. Anyone going to change position? We're going to have wheel-to-wheel action here between Ioaks and Lorne. And it's the Williams that comes off better in that battle there for P7. Just behind him as well. Ferrari wants a piece. And Shrimper lining it up. Now we've got a yellow flag sector 2. There was no one there. We've got a phantom yellow flags going on. And Rooney's pulled out 2 seconds advantage. Yeah, this yellow flag coming up for no reason. Really going to hamper some people trying to make an overtake. It's cleared again, thankfully. Look at this train of cars we've got up ahead of us here. We break down into this really tight hairpin left. So I'll be interested if Celtic Speed is getting the blue flags. It doesn't look like it. It looks like this is for position. But the fact it's showing 1 lap behind, hopefully I think that will sort itself out as he comes across the checkered flag. As we head in to start lap 8 or 33, heading down into turn 1. The Renault is sticking with the hard runner of Aki in front of us. Vettel picks up a 3-second penalty and off. No, Stubbsy's off. Maybe kissed the curb too much on that hard tyres. And that is Stubbsy, the championship leader, down into 13th position. So we've got 15 runners. We've lost Shaney and Dacey in this one. And it's full of drama. Again, this track biting so many good drivers. It's getting close. Has Stubbsy sustained damage at this point, and what the consequence is going to be? Of course, he's on them hard tyres already. Got a very slow moving car in sector 1. That's the retiring. And then Shaney, yeah, just disappeared off the radar. Oh, position's just got a bit mad again. At the front of the order, James now edging ever closer to the back of the AlphaTauri. Time Rooney's pulling out the margin now. He's got a 4-second gap to this battle behind. Look at this, we've got a 4-way scrap here. 4P for itself. Aki picks up a 3-second. And these yellow flags must be really off-putting. I mean, there's nothing there to cause it. Look, through, it's going through the first part of sector 1, now the second part of sector 1. Now sector 2, the fast right. Here we go, down into turn 1. Here comes James for position 2. Up the inside, he's got it done. Under braking there, and AlphaTauri looking to get the optimal line and come back at him. But it looks like that is James's position. A good move there. Let's check in with the battle here. Behind it, oh, it's Williams running wide. And that Shrimper up into position 5, I believe. So Williams going to look for a cutback. Maybe send it up the inside into the next corner. Yes, he is. He's going to stick his nose, think twice about it though. Just pulls out. For lap 10 of 33, Rooney leads away. And some drama for Stubbsy. I think he just managed to save it. We'll check in with him in a minute, but he's currently running position 11 and he's got Ludlow up ahead of him. He's on a fresher hard tyre. James starting to drop Weston's there or thereabouts to DRS now. As we come down the main straight, here comes the Scuderia Ferrari of Shrimper. Pretty much neutralising this DRS train though. Everyone closing up, edging up to the back of Celtic Speed at this point though. Again, another yellow flag off putting through sector 1. Aki closing up on that Renault up ahead of him. Celtic Speed 3-second penalty. Oh, what's happened? It's ghosting. Not sure. I think we may have just lost Celtic Speed. It's coming back at it. Shrimp is right there as well. A lot of penalties coming in now. Celtic Speed was running 4th, slipped right back now. Weston's though, doing a good job here of hanging on to James at this point. James does seem to have the pace. Here we go, down the main straight into T1. Is anyone going to look to make a move? I think he's still there. Yeah, it's just put Celtic Speed into position 15. That's what it's done. So it's showing him now as a lapped car, which he truly isn't. And that's going to give him a bit of an advantage because it should put him back in position come the end of the Grand Prix, which is in this battle for position 4, currently 5th on road. And yeah, with being ghosted, I mean, he's going to get blue flags. I don't know if he's going to get penalised for it or not. But yeah, he's going to be ghosting, so he's going to be pretty much immune to any sort of attack and be able to attack himself. Here we go. Aki and Iox. Aki up the inside. Stubbsy, we haven't seen it, but he's now up into position 10. So the comeback is on after that disaster of spinning on the exit of 2 and into the pits. Comes the Ferrari, I want to say. Yeah, Shrimper into the box. He was on them softs since the early stages of the Grand Prix. That promotes everyone up a position. We're now lap 13 or 33. Turn 1, we've got the wheel-to-wheel action here. It's Alfa versus Alfa, Tori versus Romeo, and it's Tori that's going to come out on top, but the Alfa Romeo looks for a run up the inside. He's going to be on the button. He's going to get stopped under brakes. Alfa Romeo. Oh, Alfa Tauri, he's got to be careful not to get hung out to dry. Look at Stubbsy. He wants to get both of them. Oh, they touch. Just on the apex there. If Stubbsy wants to recover this race, he needs to clear these boys ASAP, because they're going to be going fairly long into the race. Everyone in front of him up until position 4 are on used and hard tyres. It's not going to help. That is not going to help at this point. I think a lot of frustration under the visor here for the Racing Point driver today, but we just got to stay cool, calm and collective and bring this one home to the flag. And Oaks and the McLaren of Aki going wheel to wheel. Williams edged out wide there. The squeeze on. McLaren takes the high ground. There's contact. And that's Oaks just shoved out wide. Vettel takes advantage and moves himself up into position 5. Weston still holding on to that distant toe here of James out in front. But Rooney at the front of the order now, 8 seconds lead. I mean, at this point, he's in a race of his own, and his only enemy will be himself. He just needs to bring it home. Be smart on the strategy at this point. James is into the box. 14 laps on their medium tyres, and here we go. Here comes the Haas of Vettel as we rocket down into T1. He's going to get the move done. Nice and easy there for Vettel. Oh, we've lost Stubbsy. We have lost Stubbsy. I think we've lost Stubbsy. Maybe in pit lane. Yeah, I think he's just called it a day there. Maybe with the penalties, too much going on there. So a shame to lose Stubbsy. Leading the championship, of course. And now this is Rooney's opportunity to really close up on the championship. Like we said earlier, he's going to be his own worst enemy at this point. And yeah, he comes into the box. Box for Rooney. Here's Weston's going to follow him in this lap. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Next car through is Vettel. Vettel, of course, on the harder tyres. He's going to stay out a lot longer. Probably look to around lap, well, not that much longer. Around lap 20. Oh, look behind. Look at the battle. McLaren defending to the inside for his life. Williams gets to run around the outside. Gets it stopped under brakes. Can the McLaren come back at this point? That's a great move. Closing up to the back of this battle here. But Vettel has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Of course, he's going to have to make another stop at some point in this race, we expect. Dunsworth picks up another pen, I think. So difficult with track limits, like we said. If you want to be quick, you have to push. So here we go then. Just around the halfway mark of this Grand Prix. Really is now all over the back for this battle for position 2 on track. Of course, this is for position, and Rooney's going to look to the inside. He's going to have to be careful. He doesn't want his nose chopped off and end up in a barrier at this point. Of course, Stubbsy is out of the race. He needs to bring home the points, bring home the bacon. He knows the cars in front of him are probably going to have to stop again. Just going to have to be smart here. He's got 5 seconds behind him. And we rocket up the hill into the bright right hand, flick it in. afraid at the exits there. We're going to defend the inside, are we? No. Here comes Rooney. It's Rooney up into third. Good drive out of the final corner, and he's got high oak in his sights. He's got overtake, DRS, everything turned up to the max as we head rocket down into turn one. We're going to be on the outside though. He's going to get done round the outside. A risky move that was, but he's got past the Williams up into position 2. Now it's Vettel, 1.7 seconds up the road. Oh, and Oak's having a bit of a moment, running out wide. He was almost going to lose it at that point. Yeah, I think we'll stay with this battle at the front of the order. Watch this gap come down now. Here we go, it's really going to be close enough into turn 1. I don't think so. Just line up turn 1, turn 2, get a good exit here on the power, nice and early, and get the drive. Should have the tyre grip here, advantage through 3. You really start to beat up that left-hand tyre, taking all of the punishment. Looks like Rooney is closing in. He just needs to stay close enough through this final sector and he'll get it lined up on the straight. It's getting to the outside, risky position, wheel to wheel. He gets it done. And Aki has boxed, so Rooney has had to overtake on track, but he has retaken the lead of the Grand Prix now. The two McLarens running very close on track. A battle of the teammates between Aki and K-Mag on differing strategies. Aki is on the faster compounder tyre, is going to need to give his teammate a drag around here, the Circuit de Catalunya. Oaks has boxed. He's going to get rid of his hards and go on to a fresh medium. Did think Trimper was close enough there. I thought he might have had a send up the inside. He looked confident. But lives to fight another day. So Stato has now boxed. He's taken them 19 laps, them hard tyres. As we come down into turn 1, here comes Shrimper down the inside of the Red Bull. Nice move from the Ferrari driver. Going to cover off the counter attack. Oh, and the two McLarens going at it. Is that K-Mag past Aki on the hards? Impressive if so. Very impressive there. So lap 22 or 33, 11 to go in this one. And it's been a bit of a surreal Grand Prix. We had that early incidents. We lost Stubbsy, we've lost Shaney in the race, and Dacey early on as well. And it's going to come down to penalties here for potentially the podium positions. One of the McLarens running very wide, kicking up a bit of dirt on the exit there. It would have been a warning as well for Aki, I do believe. And James hang on to the back of that Ferrari up ahead of him. The Ferrari is fuel managing, I do believe, at the minute. So maybe he's got something in the tank. Could turn the wick up himself. Of course, new engine regulations for the Italian Grand Prix today. I don't think that will filter down to the actual game itself. Probably not for this version anyway. We do like to be able to vary it, but probably for the next series, F1 2021, probably not going to be a thing. It's all about how you use the revs. K-Mag looking to come back at his teammate now. Aki's got back through. So yeah, the field's starting to stretch out now. Pretty much everyone's made their stops. Vettel will need to stop again, I'd say. And probably box, get onto a soft compounder tyre, maybe try and challenge for fastest lap of the Grand Prix. You're going to want to do it as soon as you can. Aki for 3 seconds. So Rooney's managed to pull out 5 seconds on Vettel, who we do expect to stop yet again. And he's got 20 seconds pretty much to Weston's in P3, who's on the same strat as him. Vettel does stay out though. It is a bit confusing because Celtic Speed is showing as position 14, but he is on the offensive up the inside there, and he gets past I think that's Westerns, isn't it? Yep. That is for a podium, boys. This is the battle for the podium. Oh, Iox has retired. Iox has retired. Is that... Oh, it's in the pit lane. Okay, I thought it was on track. Here we go, the standards have tried to correct themselves, now showing Celtic Speed as position 3, which is correct. And it's a three-way battle here for the final step on the podium. Celtic Speed, Westerns and Shrimper all in the hunt for that sip of champagne come the end of the Grand Prix. Who's going to be popping bottles? Who's going to be making a cup of tea? Let us know, boys. Drivers using every last drop of energy from their power units. Ludlow's just left now, currently down in position 11. In with a shout of points if someone did retire, but yeah, not looking good there. He's going to get a nice drive out the final corner. The Ferrari driver with not got much in the tank. We're going to have to come off overtake. We're going to be derating at this point. Yeah. Closing in on the back of Celtic Speed. It's going to be about positioning yourself now, having the most in the tank, like we say, come the final few laps, the final push. We've got about 6 to go. As the McLaren's yet again swapping positions. This is back to into Stato now. Stato has entered the party on the medium tyres. Be a three-way scrap. Oh, Shrimper running a bit wide there, a bit too deep, shall we say. He's in danger there, almost of dropping out the DRS zone. Let's check in with the leader of the Grand Prix. Started on their mediums, of course, switched onto the hards late, opted not to box onto that first safety car. Strategy has been on point, and he has 8 seconds advantage to Vettel, who's looking to take these tyres to the end of the Grand Prix. Already 23 laps on them tyres, and I'm sure the car is going to be dancing around left, right and centre at this point, especially that front left-hand tyre. Really takes a punishment through the likes of turn 3 and also the top of the hill. I want to say turn 12. So only the one warning for Rooney. Vettel, he's on 2 penalties. Celtic Speed, he's got 1 pen. Westerns is on 2 pens. And Shrimper is closed back in to Westerns now. Into the box has come Ludlow. As we started lap 29 to 33, this race, to be fair, has flown on by. And it's a real game of chess always around Barcelona. I mean, everyone knows it very well. We've got a lot of, you know, fairly medium speed corners, which are quite hard to follow through. You know, the real dirty air does punish you around here. Unless you've got a step different on the tyre compound, it is quite difficult to mount and overtake. If the car in front is good on his ERS management, then you can pretty much bring it home to the flag. You've got to position yourself. If the guy in front does have a moment on any of the traction zones, be there to pounce yourself. So here we go. They're all running for that battery is pretty much it. All giving it everything and more. Here we go. We've got Lorne coming up to the back of James. Rooney now with a 10-second advantage almost. This will be a big day for the Mercedes team in terms of the championship, the Constructors' Championship. Of course, both of the racing points there, their arch rivals out of this Grand Prix. Doing pretty well considering he's had to manage his fuel for quite a big part of this race. One of my personal favourites, I would say, Shrimper. I'd like to see him do well here. So unfortunately for Shane, he had that issue with the frame rates. Does happen when you join mid-session, unfortunately. Oh, big moment there. Just caught it in time, Shrimper. Rear end wanted to buck him off there. Here we go. Westerns has to send it. In these final few laps, lap 31 or 33 now. We've not got long to make an impression, boys. We need to push now. Scenario 7, baby. Let's go. There's been contact. Westerns has gone around. It looked like he touched. It looked like I want to say the Alfa Romeo. It wasn't. That was confusing for me, but gutted. Absolutely gutted for Westerns. Been having a good Grand Prix there. It did look like they touched, but it is showing the car ghosted. I'm not sure if that's just a timing issue on my side. But this man, we're on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. He's been pretty impeccable. I mean, he's just had to keep his head down. You know, make the right calls at the right time. As he comes around to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. Yeah, and he's just been smooth, steady. He's had to send it when he's had to send it. A few risky moves from the Mercedes driver around the outside of turn 1 in particular. getting the inside for 2, but he stuck his car in the right place at the right time. And it's been a stunning drive there. And he's going to really maximise on his rivals' failures here today. And Vettel picks up yet another time penalty. Will he get bumped back? I think he should be okay. I think Celtic Speed does have some of his own. Let's check in with Lorne. Closing in on the back of James. Is there going to be any last lap shenanigans? Doesn't appear so. So everyone will come home as they are. But as we were saying, yeah, Rooney, really impressive drive here today. Smooth, steady, consistent, and attacked when he needed to. And he's going to come round the final few corners. The Mercedes driver of Rooney is going to win the Spanish Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Catalunya. And that's a big shot in the arm in terms of the championship. It's going to blow it wide open, boys. And here comes Vettel. He's plodded along, he's kept his head down, he's picked up quite a lot of penalties, so it's going to be interesting to see where he does finish on track. But 28 laps on the hard tyres, and he's going to come home P2 on track. Then it's going to be Celtic Speed for the final step on the podium, unless penalties will play their part. Let's see as Celtic Speed comes up to the line. He's going to come home P3, but Shrimper gets it. Shrimper gets it on penalties, and it's going to be James in 5th position. Lorne's going to come home 6th. Weston's a P7, gutted for him late in the Grand Prix. There's some drama. K-Mag up to the line, P8. P9 for Stato. And Aki, P10. Yeah, Ludlow was a lap down, so he was ghosted. I don't think he would have been involved in that contact, but that has been the Spanish Grand Prix, boys and girls. Thank you for all tuning in for another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. Join us at the same time, same place. Next week, driver of the day goes to RSF1 Vettel from the game. And let's just have a look at the final classifications. And there's that man, Rooney, on the top step once again, taking home that winner's medal. And yeah. That was long overdue. Stubbsy was starting to dominate the championship. Rooney struck back, and yeah, it's going to be pretty even on points after this one, boys. I think Rooney's going to take the slight advantage when it comes to the championship. Well, congratulations to the rest of the podium. So JF1 will get a penalty removed. He didn't have a penalty. But let me get the boys in the party. Rooney wins, Vettel second, Shrimper third. Congratulations to you guys. And let's start getting some invites out. We said Rooney, Vettel and JF1. Hello, good evening, and make sure your audio is included, chaps, for the stream. Yep. Just go to the party and tick the box. It is. Rooney, what a win today. What a huge leap in terms of the championship swing. Talk me through the race and your feelings after that one.
Felt good, had a good race, good strategy for me. Qualified on medium, which I had full confidence in because I did a lot of practice during the week, especially with the setup and strategy. Sitting on subs and soft, gave me a good chance. Obviously, he spun, whatever happened. Yeah, I was happy. I think I got fastest lap, I think. Yeah, I'm very happy with it that way.
Yeah, that was a big day at the office and a big swing in both of the championship orders. Of course, Racing Point not scoring any points today, and a solid P1 and P6. So congratulations to the Mercedes team. Let's move on to the Haas driver of Vettel. A valiant drive today, sir. How was your afternoon Sunday drive?
Quite sweaty. At the end I had 91% front left tyre were, so I was scared I'm gonna get a puncture last lap. But I was gambling because I went into the pits lap 2 when the safety car came out and it paid out in the end, so I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, 29 laps on the hard tyres. I mean, you'd be scared to sneeze at that point. Well done, credit where credit is due to you. And we're hearing from race control that James has been moved up. If Rooney can just give us some insight into what's going on there.
I think what happened was there was a yellow flag and Ludlow went into the pits and gave Jeff and James a 5-second penalty, which he served in the pits, so decided to remove the 5 seconds. We've seen the clips, so that's all legit. Yeah.
So huge congratulations, James. How do you feel to get on the podium, mate?
Include your audio. Go chip eye.
Just wait for James.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, mate. That was mental. Yeah, it was a great race. Obviously, I had a bit of issues at the start. For some reason, this game just dishes out some silly penalties. I sent in the clip to Ben, so we've seen that. Hard race. I had to stay with the leaders. And yeah, it was brilliant considering after qualifying as well. Qualifying was terrible for me, but yeah, no, brilliant result, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, good valiant drive from all of you boys here today who finished the Grand Prix. Well done to everyone. And from all three of you, who's feeling confident ahead of the next race, Monaco Grand Prix?
Well, for me
definitely,
personally, one of my best tracks, so I'm hoping going for the win there.
I'll go for it. I'll enjoy it. See what happens.
Well, you go.
It exists on the calendar. That's all I'm saying.
It's rich.
That's been all for another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. Thanks for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix, everyone, and join us for the same time, same place next week for Monaco. Thanks for watching. Have a nice. Bye-bye.
Oh.